What up, cucks? It's your boy, the Hater. And as we enter the second month of Cody Rhodes' title reign, I felt the need to make this video. For those of you that are slow in the uptake, the ones that have fewer than 3 brain cells, not anyone here. People here are definitely in the +3 brain cell crowd, you know what I'm saying? But those that aren't in this elite crowd of wrestling fans, the majority of wrestling fans who are morons, right? These people don't understand. It was never Cody's story, right? This is a placeholder for what happens next, right? This is not the end of Roman Reigns. This is the midpoint of Roman Reigns. Think about that for a second. The end of Roman Reigns has already been predicted to us by The Rock declaring himself to be the final boss. It's not will Cody Rhodes beat the final boss. It's will Roman Reigns beat the final boss. Now, if anyone here has not seen the movie Unbreakable, I highly recommend it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Then go watch the movie Split, which is an indirect sequel, and then watch the movie Glass, which is a direct sequel to both, right? In the movie Glass, it is a slight spoiler. The twist of the movie is that the movie, by virtue of being the third movie in the franchise, you expect it to be the conclusion of the story. But you learn in the end that this movie, which is a comic book-esque superhero franchise, if you will, right? That the third movie is not a conclusion arc. It is an origin arc, right? You learn, I'm not going to ruin that part, but you learn that there was something deeper going on all along. And that is the greater part of the story. This is no different, right? When Roman Reigns comes back, he's not going to come back to wrestle Solo Sikoa in a meaningless match. I mean, sure, that's going to happen at first, right? But his sights will be set on becoming what he used to be. And this will be circumvented by the fact that someone else is going to be champion, obviously, during this time. It's not going to be Solo Sikoa. And it's going to be also supplemented by the looming presence of The Rock, who will eventually come back, right? The Rock can come back whenever the fuck he wants, and he can lay the smackdown, and he can beat Cody Rhodes or whoever else is champion at that time, right? The logical conclusion to this storyline is as follows. Roman Reigns comes back around Survivor Series, right? Maybe the same way that Randy Orton came, as part of like a War Games match, right? Maybe it's going to be fucking, on one side, it's going to be the jobber version of the Bloodline, and on the other side, it can be like, I don't know, Cody Rhodes and friends. Who cares, right? But probably not. It should be like probably the reformed Usos and maybe like Sami Zayn or something like that, right? And then they have a mystery partner, right? Or maybe they don't have a partner. Maybe the storyline is they can't find a partner because everyone's scared of the bloodline. This sets up Roman Reigns coming in, spearing the hell out of all those jobbers, pinning them one by one. In subsequent months, Roman Reigns then goes on and destroys the rest of the bloodline. He beats Solo Sikoa, he beats the other jobbers, he beats Camacho, he beats Jacob Fatu if he's there, he beats everybody, right? Then Royal Rumble comes along, right? You have CM Punk, you have Cody Rhodes, and you have Roman Reigns. And these three are going to be the ones that are going to be challenging for the Royal Rumble. By this point, of course, The Rock will have come back, maybe at Survivor Series, and will have become the WWE champion, motherfucks. The Rock can then defend against CM Punk or something, beat his ass, right? And then the Royal Rumble, you can have what I just said. In the Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns wins. He throws these jobbers out of the ring, and we have it set up. The real end of the story. Cody Rhodes was only a distraction, right? He was the James McAvoy in the entire Unbreakable trilogy, right? He was not Bruce Willis. He cannot be Bruce Willis. Roman Reigns, motherfucks, is Bruce Willis, and The Rock is Mr. Glass, Samuel L. Jackson, right? The story is about them. Or furthermore, you can even frame it a different way. Roman Reigns is Mr. Glass, and The Rock is like the institution that wants to stop superhumans or whatever, right? Doesn't matter. The point is, the logical conclusion is at WrestleMania, it's going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns. This is not going to be a secondary match. This is 100% the main event. And there is absolutely no reason why this main event would not be for the world title, right? Because what would be the point otherwise, right? Who cares if you have this match and somewhere else on the card, you have, I don't know, Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk for the WWE title. No one's going to give a fuck. People are going to be like, I don't give a shit about this. Let's get to the real match. Let's get to The Rock versus Roman Reigns. So, as you see, cuckwads, the truth here is this. It was never Cody's story. This is something that is being revealed slowly. This could be one of the greatest storylines in modern day wrestling, right? This could be the greatest pop ever. Roman Reigns finally putting himself in the Cody Rhodes situation where he has to overcome insurmountable odds in the form of the bloodline that are trying to stop him. He reunites with the Usos. He reunites perhaps with Paul Heyman. I don't know where that's going to go, but who cares, right? But he reunites with the Usos and he becomes the WWE champion. On night one, you can have the Usos beat whoever the fuck is going to be the tag team champions. It doesn't matter. And they can also regain their thing. And boom, the night after WrestleMania, Roman Reigns is back. Then the fans can boo him all they want. Then he can drop it to Cody Rhodes for all I care. And he can ride off into the sunset, right? But that needs to happen. And that is going to happen, right? This is obviously not the last we've seen of Roman Reigns. So, as we all know intuitively and in our souls, right? We all know that Cody Rhodes is not the main character of this story, right? Cody Rhodes is the main character of this story arc, right? Because they wanted to have that moment too, and they had it. Good for them, right? They booked it in a different way. They booked it so that Roman can be the face, right? And I actually think that's going to be better long term. I don't know if you had to lose the title at WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes. It doesn't matter. You could have extended it and made him like the longest reigning champ ever, basically. But I get it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I get it. But insofar as Cody Rhodes goes, it's very evident to me, and I think most people, that Cody Rhodes is just not main event material, right? He is like CM Punk material. He is upper mid-card material, right? Roman Reigns is going to main event the next WrestleMania. This is almost a done deal. The only way this doesn't happen is if Roman Reigns elects not to, right? This is what it's going to be. Now, there's a possibility Cody Rhodes turns heel and Roman Reigns wrestles Cody Rhodes, but nobody wants to see that. Maybe they do another night one, night two. Night one, he beats Rock. Night two, he beats Cody, or vice versa. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters here is Roman Reigns needs to come back. He needs to win the Rumble, right? And he needs to wrestle The Rock. Or vice versa, you could make it so Roman Reigns becomes champion in some other way and The Rock wins the Rumble. But that needs to happen, motherfucks. That needs to happen. And the entire premise of the storyline is hearkening back to this past WrestleMania, right? Where Roman Reigns, by virtue of winning the WWE title, he gets to call the shots this time around, motherfucks. He gets to be in the main event, as he should be. And with all that being said, Roman Reigns establishes himself as the clear main eventer of his generation, as the clear alpha of his generation. Cody Rhodes is not this fresh face. Cody Rhodes has never been a fresh face because he's been around for like 20 years at this point, and finally he won something, right? In my opinion, it's much wiser to put Cody Rhodes back on the chase, give the title for a short while to Logan Paul to really establish Cody Rhodes as this fighter, right? If Cody Rhodes, if all he's going to do is win meaningless matches until next WrestleMania, this is boring, this is unexciting, this is uneventful, and quite honestly, the ratings will reflect that, motherfucks. And with all that being said, I believe I have made the greatest argument that has ever been made about this. And the fact is that if anyone has any kind of idea as to how wrestling works, they will all, I think, unanimously agree that the correct decision here is to make Roman Reigns become the champion again. But this needs to simmer a little bit, right? This needs to simmer, and this needs to involve the bloodline, right? That needs to go somewhere. They're hiring all these jobbers. They're only there so Roman Reigns can whoop their ass, right? After that, be prepared to watch Tama Tonga on Velocity if they bring that shit back. That's where he belongs. On Velocity, wrestling like fucking Chad Gable or something. Like, he's not going to be, Tama Tonga's not going to be the star, and we all know it. So, based on what we know, the question, of course, becomes, how do we move forward? Well, the last video that I made and this video that I'm making now, I think lay the foundation correctly, right? You need more main eventers. Cody Rhodes is not that guy, right? He can be a very valuable player, you know? I don't even dislike Cody Rhodes. I actually like Cody Rhodes in many ways. I just don't like how he's being booked, right? I say he's a jobber to hyperbolically explain that he doesn't deserve to be where he is. I have no problem with Cody Rhodes being in a Randy Orton type spot. That's the next WrestleMania. Cucky versus Randy. That's what needs to happen, right? And Rock versus Roman. CM Punk can wrestle Damian Priest for all I care in the opening match of the first night of WrestleMania for the meaningless title. I don't give a shit. He can wrestle Gunther for all I care. I could give a flying fuck. That is a throwaway match. Jey Uso, this run is going to go somewhere, but eventually he's going to reform the Usos. That's where he belongs, and now the Usos can go on and continue being a legendary tag team. I believe that I have tied up every loose end, and I believe that I have tied up every loose end in a method that makes the most money, right? Sure, the neckbeards are going to be upset, but so what? It's never been about them, and it's never been about Cody Rhodes. The story is not about Cody Rhodes. It's about Roman Reigns finishing his story and becoming the leader of the bloodline, the tribal chief, and putting The Rock down. That's what this is about, cucks. That's what this is about.